This is our very first podcast. Lauren's nervous.
Podcasts or ASMR.
I don't know what we're supposed to say.
I'd rather be imposter than be an imposter.
I don't know what we're going to talk about. I make so much chicken. Take one. Hello.
Hi.
Lauren, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Doing pretty good. This is our very first podcast. Lauren's nervous.
I don't know if this is new.
This is new. I don't know what we're supposed to say. I don't know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. But I guess we could start by getting into why we're doing this at all. Because it's funny. It's a funny reason.
Yeah. So I've been told by multiple people throughout my life, like a good chunk of people, by people I don't really know that well, like if I'm just like reading something or talking to them, they'll stop me and tell me that I have a very soothing voice and that I should get into podcasts or ASMR or
ASMR. That's funny.
Stuff like that. So I was at an event tonight and I had to read something out loud and people were laughing while I was reading out loud. So while I was reading, I was like, oh my god, like, do I sound weird? Like, am I doing something wrong? Did I, like, miss-say something?
Yeah.
And then after the reading was done, after the ceremony was done, we were taking a group photo, and this girl just turns around mid-group photo and just said, Lauren, you should start a podcast. I was like, what?
That's funny.
And then someone else was like, you just can't give her no context. Like, you need to give her the context. And
yeah.
The context is that there's like 10 people that get together and talk about how soothing my voice is, and it's like
That's
common
weird.
Intense conversation that they've had like multiple times. So I just thought that was really funny.
Are these like some of the newer people in the group, or these are people you know?
Mixed.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I feel like the new people in like clubs and stuff, like, just for background information, this is Lauren's like sorority group that she's in at school. It's like a service sorority, and I feel like people in clubs, like, they kind of become your, I don't know, when I was in school, the club I was in, Solar Racing, there were a lot of people that they become like figures to you.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know, like the people the leadership before my group, like before I was actually in the club, like once I started joining and stuff, they were like, oh, it's this person. Like, they were like figures to them. So like having the new people, they're like, oh, it's Lauren, and like they just talk about how your voice is soothing. That's funny.
I'm happy that they told me that, so I didn't like go home thinking that they were laughing at me because I did something wrong, because I was like getting self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
But they just thought that I was so soothing.
You are soothing. I agree with this statement. I say this all the time. I said that your voice is nice. Like, when you call me on the phone, it just like, it's immediately like, oh, Lauren's calling.
You're so sweet. I love your voice.
Oh, this is sad.
There's gonna be a lot of sap on this.
Yeah,
just
Lauren.
So you know, we love each other a lot.
Oh.
This wasn't the first time that I've been told like that I had a soothing voice, though. I went to a like sleepaway camp in high school. Yeah, high school, not middle school. And we were like up late one night because we were like all excited to be away from home. So like, you know, when you're a little kid and you're away, you like, I mean, we weren't that little, but we were like staying up late. And I was like telling a story or something, and I looked around like 3/4 of the way through my story, and everyone but one person was just asleep. And
Maybe it was just a boring story.
Hey.
I don't know.
I don't remember what it was, but I thought it was a good story. But I've been told I tell long stories anyway, so, but the one girl that was still awake, that I didn't put to sleep, was like, your voice is so nice.
That's so weird.
And I was like, thanks, but like, everyone fell asleep. No one heard my story.
That's such a weird, like, I don't know. I think it's cool to have like an interesting voice, though. I feel like we always talk about how Jacob, my brother, is like really good at impersonations and stuff, and he should like go do some kind of, I don't know, funny TikTok or voice acting or something, because he's always doing like he'll do like Kermit the Frog, and it like puts me on the ground laughing. He's just so funny with it.
He's not kidding about that.
Yeah.
He falls to the ground.
I do fall to the ground laughing. It's really funny. It's hysterical. Yeah.
That is funny.
Yeah, so I guess we should probably like introduce a little bit of like who we are as well, so that way it just makes sense when people go back, and hopefully we make like 100 podcasts and then they go back to the first one and it's like, who are these people?
It's like, wow, they made it in a basement.
Yeah, this is a good set too. This is where Jacob and I will do our like joint streams when we play video games. There's like a TV right there, right behind the camera, and we'll just put whatever like 2-player game on, and we stream from here. But we have the nice fireplace here, absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you can see this from that angle, but we have a candle lit. It's very chill vibes with this podcast. We're just hanging out, gonna be just talking. Yeah, got pajamas on, nice drip, sweatpant drip. Yeah, just chilling. So Lauren, why don't you? I don't even know what to say about ourselves. I mean, we're young people. We're not really like important at all to anything. We're not like famous people. We're just
not yet.
Not yet. Keyword. We just felt like, I don't know. Lauren got those comments about her voice, and I've always wanted to make a podcast and just talk about stuff that's, I don't know, like interesting things. My buddies and I will like always get together and we'll like, you know, have a couple drinks and just start talking like about deep stuff, about, I don't know, like conspiracy, like just fun, like deep thinking talks. And you and I, like, we get along pretty good, I hope. It feels like it, but and we just like talking to each other, and we're like, maybe other people be interested in some of the, you know, conversations that we have. We talk about some interesting topics.
Yeah. And if not, they could just put it on and go to bed.
Yeah.
I could just
Lauren
put it to
can
sleep.
just whisper in the microphone. ASMR. No, that's weird.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but we're pretty much just generic people, college kids. Well, I'm done college. Lauren is still in college.
Almost done.
She's almost done. At Rowan University in South Jersey.
Yeah, this is not my sweatshirt.
That's my sweatshirt.
That is his sweatshirt.
I went to Georgia Tech in Midtown Atlanta. We're both engineers.
Yep.
I'm software engineering. Lauren does civil engineering.
We're dating. I don't think we said that.
It's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
But
just clear the air.
Clear the air. Yeah, we met online on Tindy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are not fans of the online dating. We should have like a whole discussion on this, because I feel like we have like a pretty good take on it, which it was weird. I mean, like usually you know what people are going on there for, right?
Yeah.
But we had like a very odd coincidence where Lauren had like, you can explain your side of it. I mean, you like reinstalled.
Yeah, I kept like deleting and re-downloading Tinder, and I would delete it and re-download it like back and forth. So I didn't really have it on my phone for a long period of time ever, because I would download it, get frustrated with all the people that I would be talking to on there because it was just like not what I was looking for, and then I would delete it. And then a couple months would go by, and I'd be like, maybe I should try again, and I'll re-download it, and like it was just such a cycle. So I happened to re-download it in October of 2022, I guess.
No, 2021. It just 21.
21.
Like a year ago.
He happened to be home from Georgia, because he lived in the town where I go to school.
Yeah, I grew up in the town that Rowan that Rowan is in, Glassboro. That's now basically just Rowan. I mean, a lot of the town people like moved out and
it's
all
kind
that
of
stuff.
taken over.
It has taken over. But anyway, go ahead.
So I happened to re-download it when he happened to be home. So we matched, and my bio said, "Give me your best 2 truths and a lie." So you told me about your car.
Yep.
Your pet squirrel.
Yeah, that I've had a pet squirrel before.
And your dog having babies. And I think that was the
Yeah.
lie, right?
Wait. There was something that was more generic as the lie. Didn't I say, like, I don't like coffee or something? And then...
the squirrel was later.
Yeah, we talked about that later. But I said something, like, generic that was, like, in my bio because I just wanted you to get it, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So...
But, yeah. So, pretty, like, kind of corny, sappy, like, meeting on Tinder. And then, we just had a first date, and then that was it. And then,
you got some bad coffee? Good
yeah, really bad coffee place that we went back there, and it's not that bad anymore.
Yeah.
I think we just got the wrong things. Lauren was so nervous that she just ordered what I got.
Yeah.
And I got black coffee, and she does not like black coffee.
The lady, the barista asked me, I was trying to read the menu, but I was so nervous I, like, forgot how to read. So he ordered, like, an iced coffee
cold
or
brew.
something.
Yeah,
or
like cold brew or something.
And I was like, yeah, I'll have that too, just because I pretty much like any kind of coffee. So it didn't really matter. And then I was so nervous that the lady asked me if I wanted, like, creamer in my coffee, and it just didn't even register that, like, she said anything. Like, I just did not hear her because I was so in my own head. So I'd be like, what? And I was so embarrassed. But once we sat down, it was fine.
Yeah, I was nervous too, but it's just...
You didn't show it at all.
Yeah,
You're cool as a cucumber.
You know me.
Which is, like, the corniest saying ever.
You gotta say it, though. You gotta... Sometimes cliches actually make sense, and then they work. That's why they exist, right? Like,
yeah.
That's why generic things exist, because they had some kind of meaning at some point. So, yeah. So that, I guess that's a little bit about us, right? I don't know. Do you want to go towards do we have topics to talk about or no? We started making, like, a list of topics, in case we run out of stuff to talk about, so it'll give us, like a jump start of what to talk about. I'm hoping that sometimes when we do it, we'll just have stuff to talk about from, like, the week or whatever.
Yeah.
But do we have a topic? Or no, not really.
We have Mandela Effect, conspiracy theories, and then you mentioned the Tinder thing, like online dating.
Yeah.
So whatever you want.
I don't know, like...
We're not really prepared for this.
No, we're not. What are some good... We were recently talking about the chicken farms. So, for more background information, I recently moved to, like, a more rural area, and my family got chickens. And so my mom has been, like, fiending for taking care of these chickens. And she, like, knows everything there is to know about chickens. We get half a dozen eggs every day. We give eggs away, whatever. So she knows a lot about the chickens. And randomly, did you see it? Or, yeah, you saw... Go ahead.
I saw a video on TikTok, I think. And it was this girl talking about how all of a sudden half of the chicken farms in the U.S. have just burned down in the last, like, year. So...
Yeah.
Like...
What, like, first of all, just, like, how is that even possible? And it's not just, like, a roundabout, like, about half of the, like, there were numbers. It was, like...
22,000 to 1,100.
Yeah, or 2,200. Yeah, there were 2,200 chicken farms, 2,200 chicken farms in America, and there are 1,100 of them left. And this is within, like...
A year.
1 year. And they've all gone by burning, which is weird. Like, they burned these farms to the ground, and you're thinking, like, what is up with this? And there's also... I mean, most people know right now we're having, like, an issue with egg prices in America. I mean, obviously, those two they have to be related, right? Like, there's literally a shortage of chicken eggs.
Supply and demand, yeah. And then I saw another, I forget exactly what it was, but it was some, like, articles coming out saying that, like, eggs cause cancer.
Oh, I never heard that. That
so,
seems so wild.
People have been eating eggs forever, and they don't cause cancer.
I mean, if you eat too many eggs, you can have high cholesterol, right? Like, they're... a source of cholesterol, but I don't, like, causing cancer. Like, what kind of cancer did they say?
I don't remember.
That's so weird. Yeah, but I messaged my buddy about it. My friend Connor, who we usually just talk about like random stuff, like I don't even know stuff like this, like conspiracies and like deep thinking type stuff. And I messaged him about it, and he said this is not the first time this kind of thing has happened. Like apparently, during one of the during some wartime, I don't remember which wartime, this happened with like cattle or something like that. Like
Really?
a large chunk of cattle farms were like destroyed or something, and it's like his again conspiracy. This is like kind of out there a tiny bit, but like he was saying something like the government controlling people's like food intake. I don't know. It's like or like population control or some crazy stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's kind of wild. Like
It's suspicious.
it is definitely suspicious. It's like why would they target specific? Why would they target chickens? They're out to
I
get
don't know.
them. Dead serious. And we're like, I feel like one of those prepper people. We have a small chicken farm in my house. Like that's just weird.
Yeah. Free eggs.
Yeah, we do get free eggs. We should start selling the eggs. Like, a lot of people in this area have like little stands up outside of their houses, like selling eggs and different stuff like that. And like some people will do like fresh cut flowers and like it's not
Yeah.
really it's not a good business model, but it's just like
It's so wholesome.
yeah, there'll be like little fridges with like homemade signs.
Or like little lemonade stands in the summer.
Yeah, same kind
It's
of
so
vibe.
like, I don't know. It's so like Americana and cute.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's like classic summer. I did lemonade stands when I was a kid too.
Me too. My street wasn't the best for lemonade stands though because it's a very windy street and the speed limit's 25 but people don't go 25 on the
Yeah.
street, so like you don't see the lemonade stand until you're like already around the bend, and some people like go around the block and come back, but like
Yeah.
it was never really the best.
My favorite memories from lemonade stands were like my grandfather or someone that I knew would stop and they would give you like $20 for
Yeah.
a glass of lemonade. That's just
When we were in Canada,
Classic.
we got this past summer.
oh yeah.
We bought these two little girls had a lemonade stand, and we bought their last like cup or
Cup of
two
lemonade
of
or
lemonade, and they
whatever.
were so excited that they sold like all
I
their
forgot
lemonade.
about
They asked their mom for a refill, and she was like, "No, that's it." And they were like, "Really?"
that.
It
They were
was
so hyped to be
cute.
done for the day. It was like
Working
their
a 9 to
mom like
5.
yeah, it was like their mom put them up to it to like pay the mortgage.
Oh my god,
It was
it's a lot
funny.
of lemonade.
I know, imagine how much lemonade you need to pay the mortgage.
They're selling it like 50 cents a cup.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Damn,
Yeah, that is insane.
I miss being a kid.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot too. We see like a lot of little kids around. Like literally today, we saw little kids at the gym. We,
Yeah,
we
they
went
were
this
sitting
morning to the
on
gym.
the side of the gym with like iPads and snacks.
Yeah,
I
but
have no idea where their parents were, but like they looked like they were having a good time.
yeah,
so.
well, when we were kids, we didn't have like, I mean, no, the iPad didn't exist when we were like little.
Not really. No, we had like DS.
Not even. How old were those girls? You think? Like 5,
7.
7? Oh, jeez. Then yeah, I guess I
maybe
had.
6.
I don't even remember when. When did like the DS come out?
Probably around then.
Really?
For us, yeah.
I can Google this real quick. But yeah, I mean, you could just keep talking. So the DS was like the original like
iPad.
like iPad kids, like you know that phrase that they say.
Yeah. I also had like the like Leapfrog handheld.
I
thing.
never had any of that.
Oh my god, I love
Oh
that.
my god, the
thing.
DS was 2004. I definitely didn't have the original
wow.
then.
I never
was
had my
4.
own DS. I was allowed to play with my brothers when he wasn't using it.
Okay.
So I had like the DS Dogs game.
Oh, Nintendogs.
Nintendo.
That's a goated video game. I remember distincly going to the mall to get Nintendogs. They used to
Yeah.
have like GameStops in the mall. Or no, it's EB Games. Does that even exist anymore? Do you even know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Dude, there used to be the thing now is like a lot of things have become I don't want to say I guess it's the actual word is monopolized, right? Like there used to be so many different video game places. There was like, what the heck was that place called? Like Game Crazy, Game Crazy, I think. No, I might just be making this up.
I never really went to any of those game places because usually my brothers would get a game,
and
and
you
then
would just, like, hop
I would
on.
just like go for it because I have 2 older brothers,
Yeah.
so they kind of
Yeah,
they had a lot.
there was like Game Crazy. I think that's what it was called. Game Crazy. And that was inside of a video store that used to be, you know, in Glassboro where like the Chipotle is across the
by
street.
the gym.
Yeah, but across the street from there was like a mattress place.
Yeah.
There used to be like a game and video place. Video stores don't even exist anymore.
No.
And game stores are going away for the same reason, because of like you I mean, I haven't bought a video game in person in so long. I just go on my
you can
console
just download it now.
and download it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all, everything is completely digital, which I personally think is for the better. I mean,
Yeah.
it's much more convenient, but I know like people are out of jobs and whatever. But other things like come up that replace those jobs.
Yeah.
So
It does reduce like the amount of waste. Like you don't have a physical video game
Yep.
where like you're gonna throw away the box, you're gonna throw away the DVD eventually.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah, exactly.
so I think that
That's
things
true.
being digitized is for the better.
Yeah, there was also that, speaking about like throwing games away, there was like a whole string of like online videos that came out that, I guess like Vine or whatever it was, TikToks or Instagram Reels, that they were like people dumpster diving in GameStop.
Oh my God.
And they would find like tons of old games and stuff like that. Because like there's also that thing, it still goes on. Your used games that you like sell to GameStop, like you trade in or whatever, they give you like 9 cents for a game, and then they sell
my
it for
God.
like $20, right?
Yeah.
It's like pennies.
Remember collecting box tops at school?
Yeah. What was that even for? Like I don't even understand what that was. Like,
I don't
it
even
was,
know.
that has to be like one of the dumbest things ever, is
Let me look it
collecting box tops at school, because it was just bring this cardboard coupon in. Like, was it just
What?
to verify that you purchased a box? That has to be what it was. Something like that.
What was box tops for? A box top, in the context of being proof of purchase,
Yep,
is
there it
understood
is.
to be the upper portion of a product box detached and mailed as part of a claim for a radio premium or other advertising offer. So why do we bring them for school?
Because they probably sent them and got money for them, and then they used it for like a donation or to the school or whatever. You guys were saying that thing today about, or maybe you weren't talking about it. Were you? You might have been in the bathroom, but they were talking about, what the hell was it called? Like you bring coins in.
Oh, Stop the Clock. That
Bro,
was my
we never-
favorite fundraiser in high school.
We never had that.
You got to bring in like random cash. Most people would opt for coins because it takes longer to count, and you would give it to your teacher at the beginning of a class period. We did this a lot in high school. So you would give it to the teacher as you walked in the room, and they couldn't start the class until after they counted all of the money that they were given.
Oh my god.
So the teachers that everyone hated their class would make the most money, or if you had a test in that class, everyone would bring in a bunch of money so that you would run out of time before the teacher could do anything, and then all the money got donated. Sometimes it was like a competition between the classes
Okay.
to see like what class could raise the most money. Other times it was just like a school-wide thing.
They were really they come up with like the most innovative ways for kids to just fund things. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
that was a really good one because it was easy enough. Like you didn't have to buy like a thing that you had to take home and then you didn't know what to do with. It wasn't like a
Like
big
the book
sale
fair
or
or
a book
anything like
fair,
that.
like where it's just so overdone. But it just gets kids, like especially high school kids, out of a class period.
Yeah. You guys are in
It's-
high school?
Yeah,
What the heck?
Yep.
Yeah,
It was
I've never
awesome.
heard of this.
it was really fun.
That's really cool.
So you just got to sit and hang out, and like the teacher they weren't allowed to do anything until they counted every single coin. And there were so many different strategies. Like some people thought it was
Pennies.
better to bring only pennies, but then we realized that you could just like count them really fast if it's all pennies.
Oh, so you would mix
So
it
you gotta
up, so
bring
they
a
have
mix.
to sort it, and
Yep.
then...
But no dollar bills because that's easy. So it was always just like everyone was walking around that day with like a bag of change.
Like, mix it up as much as you can.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it would be. Well, pennies and dimes are similar sizes, so that's like its own advantage in itself.
Yeah.
Pennies and dimes, just spray paint all your money the same color. Oh
Just
my
get like
God.
really rusted coins so they can't tell.
Yeah. Vandalize the coins. Just
It's not a federal crime.
yeah. I feel like we talked about this before too. In well, maybe when we were in Canada, I was saying like you cannot throw away money. But we were somewhere and I said you're not allowed to throw away money. And you guys are like, yes, you can. Maybe I wasn't with you. Someone said, yes, you can. Like, you can definitely throw away money. And I was like, no, it's illegal to throw away money. But
Really?
there's a certain dollar amount that you can throw away without being penalized.
Wow.
It's amazing. I'm a little bit surprised that's the case.
That's interesting.
Yeah. You know where we were at? Maybe when we were at Wheaton Village, because there are people with the, it's like a craft festival, and like people they were like making pendants out of like a coin, and the guy had the like hacksaw. It's like this really thin saw, and he's like going like this, sawing little pieces out, and they would be like he'd make like a dragon out of a quarter.
I don't think I saw that.
That's insane. That's just an insane idea.
That is really cool.
Like super tiny like things are extremely impressive. You ever see someone like they'll post it looks like a little sculpture and then it'll be like a zoomed out photo and it's on the tip of a pencil, like it's out of the lead. Yo, how much time do you have?
How do you like look at a pencil one day and you're like, you know what I'm gonna do for the next 50 hours
Just
of my
carve
life?
it, whittle.
Yeah, at least 50 hours.
That's insane. When you think about it.
And it's all gone.
No, I don't think so. It's like it's lead, but like I know what you're saying.
It's a pencil tip.
I know what you're saying. You're just like it's like you don't watch SpongeBob. I was gonna say like the one where he like cannot. I think it's the one where he can't write the paper. Like all he has to do is like why I want to be in boating school or something. You've probably seen the meme where it's like a really fancy like in the beginning of like a piece of paper, and he's just doodling, like he cannot write. He has like real bad writer's block. It's funny. That's like every paper in college ever.
Yeah.
I would just wait until the last possible minute to write it.
My biggest thing with writing papers was, or I guess still is, like I want to just write the paper once because I don't like editing my papers. So
Yeah.
I get so in my head about like how I'm gonna start this paper and write it start to finish and like do it perfect the first time. But I had one of my English professors in college tell me, don't write your paper the first time. Like just get your ideas on the page.
I can't do that.
Even
I do
if
that with
it's out of
everything.
order, like having an outline really helps me because then I kind of have like my flow of events, I guess. But he said write a really bad paper first because he was like, you're a good writer, so it's not going to be a really bad paper. But once you start the paper and like start going, then it's
you just
kind
of have to like trick yourself into starting. I don't know what it is. There's some kind of psychology about procrastination, but
it's because I actually was literally telling someone about this earlier today. I watched a TED Talk on procrastination, and
I didn't know you watched TED Talks like that.
It was for an assignment.
Yo, that's funny.
But in the video, they were
my
explaining
gosh.
why we procrastinate, and it's because your brain sees, like, say, this paper that you have to write as a threat.
A threat.
Because it gives you uncomfortable feelings. It makes you upset.
Okay.
So it perceives this as something that you should avoid.
Huh.
So your brain doesn't want you to feel these negative emotions that you associate with doing this paper. So it steers you to do something else that makes you happier, like watching TV, playing on your phone, something that gives you a positive feeling because in your brain's mind that fixes it. And then the more you put it off, the more negative emotions are going to be associated with that thing. So then the more your brain wants to take you and put you away from it.
That's such a bad trick.
Isn't it? That's so frustrating. And I thought that like watching the TED Talk was going to help me not procrastinate.
But you were just watching the TED Talk instead of doing the assignment?
Now I just know why I procrastinate. Like,
it doesn't
make me
actually
do any
help.
less. And I watched that TED Talk during another class because I procrastinated the assignment too much.
Jesus Christmas.
Don't be like me.
Good job. No, I got through college fine. Just
Yeah, I'm
procrastinating
doing fine.
the whole time. Oh, you're more than fine. You're doing so well. It's sad. It makes me sad inside that Lauren just gets straight A's.
I don't get straight A's.
You got 1 B+ or some stupid shit like that. I don't know. But you're a goof.
Why does that make you sad?
Because I didn't do that, and I just didn't. After a while, I realized that my social and physical well-being were more important than me spending every ounce of my time on schoolwork. So I stopped I stopped doing 4 a.m. every night, wake up for 8 a.m.
Oh, I don't do that. I think that your college was a lot more difficult than mine is.
Maybe a little bit, but I mean, it's still an engineering degree at school. It's a lot of math. It's a lot of understanding stuff. You have no idea what's going on most of the time.
Yeah.
I'm
glad that that's a universal thing.
I'm not. It should not be a universal thing.
Well, it makes me feel less alone.
Okay.
It helps with the imposter syndrome.
That's good. Imposter syndrome?
Impasta. I'd rather be impasta than be an imposter.
That's good. That's a good one. Speaking about impasta, I think I should probably check my my lunch. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break with no commercial, and I want to do it. Yeah. All right. My lunches are good. I put a bunch of chicken in a crock pot with some cheese, some sauce, gravy sauce, whatever. I don't know if it was cooked with meat.
Muscle meals.
Yeah, I make a lot of I make so much chicken every week. So I'm trying to get
pound of chicken a day.
Trying to get big and strong.
You are big and strong.
Thanks, honey. My bulk is almost done. It's kind of done. I'm weaning off my bulk. It was kind of a long one though. I really started at the end of August, so it was fall winter bulk. Even though I really only gained 15 pounds, and I don't know how much muscle total. I guess maybe 5 pounds of that is muscle.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I guess relatively it's a lot, but
yeah.
So now I'm going back on a cut before we go to Costa Rica, so I can look shredded.
Me too.
Yeah.
Trying to get off of my accidental bulk.
My accidental bulk.
That's just what I'm gonna call it.
It kind of is what it is. That's how life works sometimes.
Yeah.
You just gain weight, you lose weight. It's ebb and flow. It's really hard to maintain one particular thing when your lifestyle changes a lot. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're dropping stuff.
Throwing my phone everywhere apparently.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard if you don't have, especially when you're in school. You don't have a. Actually, I was gonna say you don't have a regimented workout schedule, but you kind of do for the most part.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not as much as it could be, I guess, right?
Yeah, but because my class schedule is different every day. It's not like I'm working 9 to 5 every day, and I could just go before 9 or after 5 every day.
Right. Yeah.
Some days I start at 12:30. Some days my classes start at 6:30. It's just.
Yeah.
It's such a weird schedule. Some days I end at 4. Some days I end at 9:30.
Yeah.
It's so hard to even planning out my meals and when I'm gonna eat during the day is difficult now that I'm cooking for myself.
Yeah, those are the two. Obviously, those are the two things to your body shape,
yeah.
Right? It's how you work out, so exercise and diet.
Yep.
And if those things are irregular, it's gonna be hard to go up or go down or maintain. It's just hard to pick.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a real scientific thing. So not being able to, set your variables properly makes it hard.
Yeah.
But once you get your place set up and you start going to work and whatever, you'll be able to get it set up better. It's also
Yeah.
difficult. Like, we're still like bouncing back and forth from like house to house, just seeing each
Yeah.
other, and it's just our schedules are not regular; they're irregular. So
Good job.
I know how words work sometimes. I mean, it's fine. I'm good at Scrabble.
It's definitely not like a normal. I mean, not that it's not normal, because like a lot of people
have a regular schedule,
especially at our age. But it's a harder thing to keep track of. But I love it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know. I guess there's also like the downsides to like the 9 to 5 life too. Like, I don't like the current schedule I'm on, but it just kind of is what it is. You have to live through it, some stuff. So
yeah,
you know, you can make effort to make changes, but
yep, we're still in our 20s.
We're still young.
Yeah.
We're still young. We still got a lot of time left. I always joke that I have 45 years until I retire. Like, it's that much though. That's actually what it is.
That's like not even a fathomable. Is that a word? Fathomable.
Yeah, I think so.
Amount
probably.
of time. Like, we've only been around for 22 years.
Yeah.
The fact that I have to work for 45 years after that.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like a lot, right?
It's a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I don't even know.
Just gotta find something you like.
Yeah, the finding passion with work has like been a big thing I've been trying to tackle recently.
I think that's a bigger thing with our generation, because previous generations, like, they didn't expect to like work.
Yeah.
And it was normal to just hate your job and like go in and be miserable every day and just push through and like white knuckle it for 45 years. But our generation doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. There's so many avenues to like make a living now with things that you like to do.
Yeah. There's so like you can monetize so many different things.
Yeah, exactly. There's a way to literally monetize everything. I mean, people can make like do all kinds of stuff. Like, you like to make art. Like, you can make digital art and sell digital art. You could make graphics for people.
Yeah.
You could you can freelance software engineering. Like, I could do my job just completely online where, you know, people just pay me to make whatever for them, like apps or websites or whatever. I don't really, civil engineering might be hard, but
I can't freelance make roads.
yeah, you need some like backing and permits and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm yawning so much.
Me
It's
too.
past my bedtime now, but
Me too.
we're cooking. We're definitely cooking.
We're cooking.
Yeah, I couldn't go to bed until that food was done anyway, but it's cool to sit down and just talk and like, I don't know. Hopefully we can. The thing with the podcast is it's not a lot of other kinds of like YouTube videos or whatever. They're hard to edit. Like, you have to chop up little bits and pieces, but the podcast in itself, like, fundamentally is long form. So it's, I mean, we have the one cut in the middle and it's just the ends, snipping the ends. Like, it's not hard to cut and just put up, like, just to hear yourself talk back on, you know.
So then after our 45 years of working, we can come back and laugh at ourselves.
Dude, that'd be so cool. That's why I love like, that's one of the things I love about this generation so much is, like, I know people are like, oh, you're putting your whole life online, blah, 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 but, like, we have I guess unless the databases go down and they delete everything, but we have everything to, like, account for. Like, we don't have to save a piece of paper that has ink on it that is, like, a picture of us when we were
that
blank age. It's just there forever.
Yeah, as long as technology doesn't change so that we can't access it anymore,
but like
VHS tapes, like, those are getting harder and harder to access.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like moving forward, they've done a lot of things with backward compatibility.
Yeah.
I hope that keeps up though. I mean, like, the new Xboxes, that was like a big thing when the Xbox One came out. It was like a huge deal that they made it backwards compatible with the Xbox 360 games. So you could put an Xbox 360 game in your Xbox One, and it was almost like an emulator inside the Xbox. Like, it booted up like an Xbox 360. It was, like, super cool.
That is really cool.
It was such a cool idea, and even like the controllers were different, but if you pressed like a combination of buttons, it did what the old one did. Like it was just so
That's
well
such a
done.
smart business model.
Yeah, because people don't want to give up their favorite games. Like,
yeah, they're not going to buy the new one if they can't continue playing the games they love.
Yeah.
And most people can't afford to like buy the new versions of every single game.
Yeah, and some games also just like they just milk it forever. Like they'll put out a new version that's just for this console.
Yeah.
Or like, I mean, I think we've talked about this before too, but I've bought Minecraft like 4 times just on different. Like, you have the Java edition, then you have your Xbox edition, you have the mobile edition, like...
I lived
Switch,
on the mobile
whatever.
edition.
Yeah.
And then I had my neighbor's Minecraft PC, like, Java account.
Yeah, the Java edition.
That I just, like, hacked his... Or I didn't hack it. He gave me his username and password, and I played on that account for, like, years.
Yeah.
And then I
he was
so...
like, finally realized.
He, like, changed his password, I think, because I had the password written down.
Oh my god.
So I know,
he knew that you were just on there, and he was like, why can't I log in?
Yeah, I don't know if he, like, deleted it or something.
Probably not.
I don't know.
I probably just changed the password.
And his password used to be I love Minecraft. No caps, no spaces.
No.
Yep.
I don't believe it.
It was.
Jesus. Oh my
so,
gosh.
but I was hyped when I bought my own Minecraft account, like, in college. And I logged in on, like, my desktop computer at my house, and all of the worlds that I played on his account were still there, because I didn't know it saved to your...
local copy.
Yeah, I never knew that. So it was
Yeah.
like walking through memory lane, like going through these worlds that I spent so much time on in, like,
That's so good.
elementary and middle school.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah, you can actually, like, the world is just a folder with stuff, with, like, text files in it that just describe what's going on in the game. So you can, like, take those and move them. Like, I know, I have the Linux server that we put like a Minecraft server on, and when I update the server to, like, a new version of the game, I, like, I copy and paste the world folder over onto the new like, so the update goes. So, like, say they add, I don't know, a new monster, like, that world stays on, like, all of your blocks are in the same places and stuff. And, like, even if they add, like, a new biome or something, like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, if they add a new biome, it'll just snip the parts of the world that you already have loaded, like, the chunks you've already loaded, the places you've already seen. It'll just jigsaw it out, and then it'll place it in a new, so you have the new biomes in the game. So, like, you can keep old worlds, like, forever.
That'd be really cool if you have, like, a really old world that, like, they don't use that biome anymore, but because you keep copying it over, it's like
grandfathered
a time machine.
Oh my gosh.
And you just keep doing that, so it's like a quilt of, like, old Minecraft
of old
versions.
Worlds. That's sick. That's a good idea.
Really cool.
That's a super cool idea. People do some crazy stuff with that game too, like all the mods and stuff that have come out.
I used to love playing multiplayer.
Like
just
the Hunger Games and stuff like that?
I loved the Hunger Games one, just to see, like, the buildings that they built.
Yeah, because
they were always in crazy places.
Yeah, they would go through, they use, like, World Edit and stuff like that, which is, like, all these different commands to make, like, huge structures, and they do, like, they have teams of people.
I always thought that they just
built it. Like, I mean, if it's fine detail, they do that. Like, but they can also do stuff, like, there are commands that are, like, build a giant sphere, and, like, so you don't have to do, like, basic shapes, and then they can do, like, a giant sphere, and then, like, add a rectangle, and, like, they can...
I need to learn that command.
Well, it's like it's a plugin. Like, it's not vanilla Minecraft. You have to get, like, a plugin, and it's a whole thing, but... I mean, I can try and help you set it up. I've never used World Edit before.
I always wanted to be able to do, like, an array. Just, like, a single block thick. So, like, when you're building a house, you don't have to, like, fill in the wall. You can just say, like, I want a 10 by 12 of this block.
I'm, like, array is, like, a data structure for coding, and I'm just,
no, like, the math term.
It's, like, I know what you're saying. You're saying, like, a two-dimensional, like, just fill it in.
Like, I just want a wall.
A fill command, basically.
Yeah.
We should write that. We should do it.
That'd be cool. I feel like it'd be easy enough.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
For you,
They have
not
a
for me.
well, like they have a fill command. Like the thing, I think the World Edit plugin basically, because these commands already exist in the game. You know, like the command block. Do you know about this or no? So like not that long ago, they added a command block, which is like when people make these kind of maps and stuff, like the Hunger Games thing. Like they're in creative, they're making the map to later be played in survival or later be played in adventure mode or whatever. Like to have certain things happen, right? Like how you guys all spawn in like the circle, and like there's randomized loot in the chest and that kind of stuff. That's all written in like little code, basically, like little command snippets, and they put them in these command blocks, and it's like a block in the game. It's like a little orange block, and you can run it by like pressing a button, like redstone on it, and cool. It'll do. There's a command in there for fill. Like you can fill an area with blocks.
That's cool.
But it's only like a creative mode thing. Like you can't do it in survival, obviously.
Yeah.
We were talking not that long ago about the duplication glitches. I was talking about that with you.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. This is like when I was playing Minecraft on Xbox 360, like 7th grade.
That's when I was playing on my phone. On my little iPhone 4.
Yeah, I had
outside
an iPhone
my
4
neighbor's
too.
house. That was my second phone. I upgraded from the iPhone 3GS.
Oh, you had the original?
I think I'm like one of like 2 people that ever owned that phone. I've never
My
met
grandparents
someone else.
had the original iPhone.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never met someone else that had the iPhone 3.
I was so like jealous about that. Like I remember my stepdad at the time would not let me have an iPhone. Like he had some really weird like whatever, it doesn't matter, but there was like this whole thing, and I like wanted an iPhone so bad. I didn't even want to like have cellular connection. I was just like, I've always been into like tech and that kind of thing, so I just wanted to have it like to use all the features and like but I could never have it.
I was
until the
supposed
4.
to.
I had the 4.
I was supposed to get like a flip phone, but because
Oh,
that's what my two brothers got. So my parents wanted it to be fair for like
Forever.
all of us. But then we were on vacation like this summer before I got a phone, because all of us got a phone the end of our 6th grade summer.
Okay.
Or like going into 6th grade, like the end of that summer.
5th grade
because
summer into 6th grade.
we started taking the bus to school.
Oh, okay.
So that was when all of us got a phone.
Makes sense.
But that summer, my family went away to the Outer Banks, and my mom was taking pictures of my little sister in the water, and the ocean took her phone. And she was like heartbroken. She was so upset. She was like packing her bag, like crying, ready to leave. And they were like, "We're not going to leave. Like, just calm down. You're going to enjoy the rest of the trip. There's no cell service here anyway."
Wow, that's so tough.
Yeah, so Nemo has her phone somewhere, but it was cheaper to get 2 iPhones.
Yeah.
So they got me like the worst iPhone that they could possibly get me, so that my brothers wouldn't be that pissed. But they were still kind of pissed.
I mean, yeah.
But I was happy.
They never forgave you for that.
I was just sad that I didn't have a front camera, so that when I took selfies, I had to be like...
Oh my gosh. I forgot those days. Holy.
Yeah. And it was just like a fat iPod. Like it was rounded on the edges. It wasn't a square like the 4.
Because I had the iPod Touch, so I wasn't allowed to get the phone for some reason. It was like some weird thing, but I was able to have the iPod Touch. I remember that thing. I had like Skull Candy headphone. Like those don't even, do those exist anymore? They must have went out of business, bro.
I don't know.
That's insane.
I actually still have some of the headphones that I used in like middle school, because I did like a friendship bracelet around the headphone wire. So it's like decorated.
Oh, that's so cool. I was not that crafty.
That was a big thing in my middle school. So I still have some.
I'm sure that was a thing near me too. I just didn't. I remember, did you ever do the rainbow loom thing? You know what this? Oh my god, me and my friend.
I made my mom pot holders. Or no. That was for bracelets.
I was gonna say rainbow loom is like rubber plastic.
I did that.
I was gonna say no way you did a pot holder out of rainbow loom. It would have just melted.
I had a different one. It was like a similar process, but it made like a little pot holder. Yeah,
we had like a dude. Me and my buddy Nick Arnold, Ninny, we had a whole like business out of it.
Really?
I was like always, I feel like we were just talking about the lemonade stands. Like I feel like I was always like entrepreneurial Like, we were just always trying to make a buck, like,
You're
100% of the time. Dead serious. We were always scheming. Like, just literally always trying to make a buck. Like, I did snow shoveling. I've done lawn mowing. I was really into, like, landscaping, that kind of stuff.
You did have a lot of, like, odd jobs that you've told me about.
Yeah, I've done those things. I was before I was legally allowed to work. Don't clip that. I did. I was a ice skating guard, a skate guard at an ice skating rink, and I didn't know how to ice skate. I learned how to ice skate for the job, which was a mistake because I fell on my face multiple times and got laughed at by kids that were younger than me, and I was supposed to be telling them what to do.
Aww.
Yeah, well, it's fine. You learn. This is how you learn.
You live and you learn.
Yeah. No, I got really into ice skating, like, a couple winters in a row. It was, like, a big thing at my school. Like, I know, like, some schools, they'll do, like, people do, like, rollerblading, or not rollerblading, but, like, roller skating and go to the, like, skate rink or whatever. Huge thing at my school. Every Friday night, everyone went to the ice skating rink. Kids would, like, get into fist fights. Like, it was, like, the place to go. God. It was, like, the place to go, like, the hangout.
We went ice skating, like, a good amount, but I wouldn't say it was, like, the thing.
No, it was the thing at my school for a while.
That's so fun.
Yeah, and I learned how to ice skate. Like, I got super into it. And then, like, I guess we knew the guy who owned the ice skating rink, and then I started working there. That was a fun job. Like, it was a seasonal thing. I did a lot of seasonal jobs. I've worked at Kmart. That was fun because my brother worked there for a really long time, and not a really long time, like maybe a year before me, and then I got hired, and I was making like 10 cents more than him an hour because I was a date checker or something, which no one wanted that job.
No, that's a horrible job.
I went through and I was looking at like gallons of milk and like throwing them away if they were bad. It was so stupid. But it was like my job. There's one date checker for the whole store, and my job was to like start on Monday, and then by the time it's Sunday, have gone through every product in the store that has a date on it, and then next Monday start back from like, so it's like Monday is milk day. Every single Monday is milk day, and then like every single Tuesday is like candy day, and like it was just so miserable. Like, I don't know. It was not a fun job, but I ended up stopping that. I don't know if that was right after that or not. I've worked as a weed whacker. Like, I did weed whacking and like lawn mowing type stuff for my town. That was a really fun job. The guys on that job are awesome. If I could get paid what I get paid to be a software engineer and do that, I would be a weed whacker for the rest of my life. Promise. It's just fun. I love weed whacking. I don't know why. It's weird.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a weird like thing I like to do. But what else did I do for a living? Ice cream
shop.
Oh yeah, I worked in a little ice cream shop with Babs. What a great woman. She I was going to school to be an engineer, and she wouldn't let me count the money. Like, dumb. Okay, I don't know. I guess she thought I was gonna steal. I don't know what that was about. I did that. I helped build escape rooms. I did like electronics for escape rooms, like for the puzzles in the escape rooms. That was cool.
That's such a fun job.
Yeah, and then I ended up. Fun fact about that job: I was getting paid like a good bit of money to do that, and then in addition to that, I started working as a host there. So, like, someone who brought the people back into the room, and my pay decreased. Because, like, the people who were doing the hosting were getting paid less than I was to do the, whatever, engineering, I guess you could call it. And then I added responsibilities onto my job and got paid less. Sounds like now. But, yeah, that was kind of funny. And,
you know, one job I wish that I had, like, one part-time job before I, like, kind of got out of that part of my life.
What?
I wanted to work at a coffee shop.
You can still do that when you retire. No, hopefully we get to a point where we can make enough money or we can do whatever we want. And then you can work at a coffee shop for, like, 2 weeks and then just quit.
Yeah, true.
Being a barista would be fun. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to work at a Starbucks, though.
No. I feel like Starbucks would be tough.
Stressful.
Yeah. There's a lot of people screaming about their flat white mocha with skim milk or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's goofy.
People are really picky there.
Yeah.
I mean, people are gonna be picky everywhere. I just feel like Starbucks is like so busy all the time.
Yeah, I think at like a one-off coffee shop, like you're there for the vibe. Like it's cozy. You're not gonna like rip people up for making your drink wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's different, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you think we should we call it here and we'll save the rest of our discussions for another time?
Yeah.
I think we've talked enough. It's been almost an hour. I'm looking at the thing. 55 minutes or so. But to clip some of that off, but maybe like 50 minutes, 45 minutes will be good. Be a nice first chat.
Yeah.
I think it's bedtime though. It's almost midnight and I gotta get to work in the morning, so.
Should we close our podcast with our handshake?
Should we dap each other up?
The handshake.
The handshake? Alright.
Aw.
Alright, L-Dog.
Alright.
This is our real handshake like this. No. That's it. We're done.
Cool.
Cut.